Well, good morning. It feel like it's in a way to me like it's Monday or weekend. And with that being said, it's because the grandchildren didn't have no school tomorrow. I mean, yesterday. Excuse me. Uh, they didn't have no school yesterday. I'm up, and again, I like to shout out. I don't know her name. The lady or the young lady that asked me, was I still stepping? I had stopped because I get overwhelmed. I had stopped because I don't feel like, I have enough, I don't know, I guess support. I need somebody to push me, right? And despite what we might go through in our life, sometimes you just need that, girl, you got this. I know you can do it, like a cheerleader. And this morning, I wasn't going to step. That's what I call it, step. I have an app on both my phones. One's at the house, and this one right here I'm on has a app where when I step, it counts my steps. Okay, so right now I'm watching my grandchildren right there, and waiting on the bus. So after they get on the bus, I'm heading to the gym. And you know what? I forgot to. Oh goodness, I forgot to bring my tripod, but that's okay because I'm gonna make it do what it do. I am going in the gym today. The office is open, and in order to go to the gym, I'm watching them cross over because you know what? There is one, two bumps, and these people act like they don't see the kids. If she don't get herself out that road, what the heck? But yeah, so I'm just on here saying, you know what? When we go through things in life, sometimes it takes us a while to bounce back. And it's taken me, I don't know, you share your story, you tell your story and things that you go through in your life. And it really does something to you. I didn't realize how much pain and suffering I was in. And I don't know why it happened, but it happened. I'm glad it did because this is nothing that I just want to throw out there for a topic or a story or anything like that. No, this is the truth. This is what I've been through. I still ain't finished talking about it. And I do have to take breaks from it because it's very painful. And so for me, it is truly, and I ain't being dramatic either, truly painful. So today is what? Wednesday? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Again, I'm thrown off because yesterday the kids was out of school. I'm watching them because I see that car right down there, knowing these babies is crossing the road, and they still drives. And so um, I'm thrown off from that. And as I said, I'm stepping. I will be getting back on here. I hope everyone have a magnificent day, wonderful day. Today is Wonderful Wisdom Wednesday. And always keep in mind, if there's something that you have on your mind and you need to address it, talk about it. The story is yours to be told, okay? Talk about it because it helps release what you're feeling. Talk about it. I don't care. My thing is this. No, you don't have to be all messy Bessy with it. You hear that car beeping? Hello, good morning. You don't have to be all messy about it. But if someone hurts you and it seems like it's haunting or taunting you, talk about it. And this situation where I'm addressing is something that I went through probably all my life. And the reason why I say that, I don't know how far back. I can remember as far back as 3, maybe. My granddaughter, this is no lie, she's 8 years old. My kid's father passed away in 2017, and he was living with my baby girl. She was taking care of him. My oldest daughter, older than her, because I have 2 older than her, was taking care of him. She went to school. She's a medical assistant, and she know how to take the blood pressure, blood, and all those things, right? She stayed with her dad. It was hard for her, but she ended up living with him, taking care of him. My granddaughter, let me get to the point. She was born in 2015. He moved in with my daughter in 2016. She was barely a year old. And he passed away 2017 on Father's Day, June the 18th. She turned 2, May the 3rd. I hope you can catch up. You can rewind this if you have to. She remembers him. And she was just 1, barely 1 when he moved in, okay? She was totally 1 once he moved in, and she was barely just turned 2 when he passed away, because he passed away in June. Her birthday's in May. She called him Pop Pop. She remembered her sitting on the bed with him, eating bananas and everything. I'm just talking about how far back a person can remember. That car was about to go past that bus stick, the one to say stop. I used to be a para. I'm looking. My grandkids is right there. I just showed everybody. I ain't crazy, y'all. They're right there. See that bus? Okay, there we go. Boom, bam. That car right there. You see that car? I don't know if you can see a little peek of it right there. It was about to drive past the stick. Word of thee. That's why I keep looking down there and everything. I pay attention. So I can remember, I want to say as far back as 1 year old, because I told my dad, all right, about 5 or 6 months ago, I asked him a question. And even though I wasn't born in Arkansas, I went back to Arkansas when I was a year old. Okay, I was born in 1966. My dad was from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I'm from Kansas, Topeka, Kansas. That's my town where I was born at. I don't reside there, but I'm a Kansas girl, Midwest all the way. And he told me, he said, that's because we went to Arkansas. And I was like, whoa. So everything that I've been through, the moral to the story is what I'm trying to get to is I can remember. So don't let nobody say, oh, you just saying that. You don't remember that far back. The hell you don't. You do remember. And you can remember. It's your memories. My sister told me something, I want to say 3 years ago. She called me. I just got off the prayer call when COVID had started. You know, everybody was doing the virtual Zoom church and online church and prayer conference calls and all that stuff to wrap it up. And so she called me right when I got off the prayer call and on Messenger, and she said my niece's son, which is her grandson, was about to have surgery on his back. He was 12 to 13 years of age at that time. I'm like, oh. She told me why. She asked me to say a prayer, and I said a prayer, and I said, wow, okay. She said, you was born this way. Because I told her, I said, I don't try to act like I'm all this, that, and the third, holier than thou, I guess you could call it. She said, don't say that. She said, because you always been this way and you was born this way. And it's funny, she said that. I had a cousin, she passed away. She came into my home and she said the same thing. She said, you always been this way. You the same way you was when you was coming up. A friend I went to grade school, middle school, and high school said the same thing. And me and her hadn't seen each other in 40 years. Okay? We reconnected. I want to say it had to have been either October, November of 2016. She found me on Facebook, and we reconnected. She came pick me up for the weekend, and then I went back, and then I ended up going back, and I stayed a week, had a ball. Then I was going through something, and I went back and I stayed the whole month. And I said, you know what? Timing is everything. Don't you know? She didn't know this, but I ended up telling her. Her cousin and I became friends, probably more than that, but only difference, we ain't never been in each other's company. But we used to, he wasn't no catfish. We used to talk on the phone. We used to, I mean, he could call me anytime. I could call him anytime. We would video chat. So he wasn't no made up person, plus he was her cousin, okay? She knew it. She didn't know at first. She said, girl, what's going on? And I didn't call it no relationship, but it was a real good friendship. He didn't know exactly what I was going through, but people can feel your energy or vibe, right? Every night I would cry. Every night. I was going through losing my mom, my brother, nieces, helping my sister on her weight loss journey, myself not happy, running from life. I call it that because I had a lot going on, a lot of emotions, okay? Let's say it like that. And not to put the layer on top of the ice, top of the cake, in a relationship, but I wouldn't call it a relationship, with someone that I knew, and I was really, 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 really trying to hang in there to be loyal as a friend, because the person wasn't from the hometown of where I was, and he came from his hometown. I was being loyal, faithful, and knowing we didn't have no more relationship. And I put up with that. Oh gosh. He came in 2011, and I can honestly say 2012, 13, I should have ran, skipped, hopped, rolled over to the finish line and left him. No, just because I'm being honest, y'all. Just because I was feeling some kind of way, I put up with it. So in the midst of that haunted me. That taunted me. I went through a lot from 2000. It started in 2005, but I'm gonna go back as far as 2010 until 2017. But then you can also say past that. But I got better in 2017, but it still was a little hurtful for me because, oh, there's a baby in the window right there. I don't know if y'all can see. What is it? Which way am I? Right there. Okay. And my kid's father passed June 18, 2017. I never mourned it. I tried to be tough. I was sad. I was hurt. I was broken. And my kids was too. And they still are. I call myself being loyal to the person I was talking to. And by the way, me and my kid's dad wasn't together at that time. I've been married twice, okay? And so, being that I was broken from that, from 2017 June, I started working on myself, seriously working on myself. I was losing weight. I was staying focused. I didn't get on the phone at a certain time. I would turn my phone off. I would put it underneath my pillow because I didn't want to hear no texting and all that stuff. I was totally, completely done. Sometimes when we have a phone or some kind of device and you know you can hit and miss and talk to a person, texting them and stuff, you still got your feelings, of course, and it takes a while to get away from that, right? I was done. He had the nerve to tell me on Thanksgiving Day, my daughters, excuse me, my oldest daughter and my youngest daughter, we had Thanksgiving together and they had cooked majority of the food. And he came by and my daughter said, fix him a plate, Mom. I didn't think to do it because it's not that I didn't want to. So I did. And I went outside because I was living with my daughter at the time. She had a house full, okay? Had my own room, own bed, TV, dresser, clothes, all that. A door I can close. Because of him, I had lost a lot. And so I took him a plate out. He scarfed that food down like he hadn't had nothing to eat because he was homeless, okay? He decided he wanted to live in his car because he didn't want to help me, help nobody, and stuff like that. I couldn't do it. I was homeless. But I had a place, and when I moved to Florida with my daughter, I ended up moving because she helped me, and she was helping me by supporting me because I couldn't pay all those bills at that time. It was me, her, and her husband, and my daughter. We was all doing it together, okay? Everybody ain't on Section 8, okay? And nephew is. Sometimes your rent is still not cheap, okay? You have utilities and gas and stuff, so people need to stop. That's going to be another story. I'm going to get on here and talk about that, okay? So when he said what he said to me, I'm trying to stay on track. On Thanksgiving Day, y'all, Cap, he said, you act like you still has feelings for him. I think my heart fell on the ground. But I was in the car. How the hell you gonna say something like that to me? I was with this man over 15 years. He's all four of my kids' father. And despite what me and him went through, me and him wasn't, we co-parent. I paid child support. He did too, because I didn't snatch my kids from their dad. He didn't snatch my kids from me. We both took care. I had two kids that graduated in the same place, lived with me, two daughters. He had two that lived with him, but they all lived with us, okay? How we did it, that's another story in itself, but we did it. I had my wages garnished. I was a certified nurse's assistant, and I was getting paid weekly. Plus, I was a personal care aide, PCA. And the job I had, both of them paid weekly. And I told them just like this, I did not care. Garnish my wages. I want my wages to be garnished because I do not want a payment to be missed. I don't want to send in no money order and all this stuff like this here. Just take my wages. So when he said that to me, I act like I still care for him and got feelings. I sure did. Always did and still do. What kind of feelings are you talking about? First off, the man had them passed away. You unemotional person you are. That showed me I got myself together. I left him alone completely. God was there for me. A friend of his, which knows me and my kids, she was his neighbor, and she was in the military, and she mentioned something to my daughter. And when she mentioned it to my daughter told me, and I was like, la, 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 la. And I was in debt and stuff like that. My kid's dad take care of me still to this day. He was in the military. I was his wife. He retired. Anybody that's been in the military know what that is. Benefits, right? So I worked on myself. I was losing weight, staying focused, turned off my phone, walked, and I didn't even have to walk. But who wouldn't walk? Like right here where I'm living at. If you only know what is all by my house, I'm looking at right now, Public Storage, Quick Trip, which is QT, 7-Elevens. We have Title Max, Arby's, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Denny's, Wendy's, Family Dollars, Planet Fitness. Then we have a bigger QTs for anybody that don't know. It's Quick Trip QTs. A store called Price Choppers, the $1.25 Tree, uh, Walmart. I have all this. I can't walk to Walmart. I could, but it's on the highway. But you get there, it literally like probably 3 minutes, depending on lights. I walked, and everything that was at my daughter's house when I lived with her, everything was closer than that. So I didn't need nobody to take me. It gave me time to air my thoughts out, my brain, walking. I would go to, she lived by, at that time, she lived by the Walmart that I'm talking about, right by it. She lived by Target's, it was on the opposite side of the road. Payless Shoe Store, J.C. Penney's, Dick's, Sporting Good, Joann's Fabric, and it had other stuff in there too. Excuse me. The Dollar Tree, and then on down the way was the mall. I didn't ask nobody to do nothing for me. I mean, I live with my daughter. I ain't saying it like that. I'm talking about as far as me getting my thoughts together. I was in debt. I owed $3,000 and something back rent. My baby sister helped me, and the reason why she helped me is because I helped her. But just a small portion. The rest of it I paid on my own. When I paid all that off, I was able to get credit cards. And when it's time for me, I found this place. Did nobody know I had found this place at all until it was time for me to come and look at the place. No one knew about it. And even then, they didn't still know that I had a place. Well, I ended up not getting the one that I looked at because it was on the 3rd floor. I'm just keeping it real, y'all. I'm 57 and I had some aches and pains and things. I've been in accidents and stuff. Ain't got nothing to do with weight, but weight plays a factor. When you get older and that weight on you don't help those joints and pains. When I found this place, and it's funny, me and my youngest daughter looked over here before because it wasn't too far from where she stayed. Now she stays in the same apartment complex as me. She stayed right here. I'm looking in front where the kids' bus stop is. She don't have to go outside. She can literally look out her door like this and see them. And I live up the way, but I like to walk in the morning and get my steps in. When I got this place that I'm living in now, in 2018, May the 3rd, and the lady showed me the inside of the house to do a walkthrough. I took my shoes off. She said, "You don't have to take your shoes off." I said, "That's something I do when I go in my house, period. I take my shoes off. I don't walk in my house, through my house with my shoes on unless I forgot something. I got to run in there real quick. And car sitting there. Run in there real quick. Y'all, I'm just saying, I ain't crazy. Look. Just parked right there. Just stop. And so, backing up now. And so, I got that place. They had brand new carpet, cabinets, appliances, paint, walk-in closet. I was like ecstatic about it. I was like, oh my goodness. This was in 2018, so that's what, 1921, 23, almost 6 years ago, and I was about 51. First time ever having my place because I was married, and like, oh, I was scared or anything. I got married young, and then I've been married twice, so I lived with my husbands. But that wasn't the first place I had God But the first time I lived on my own was in 2018 because the first place I got was in 2010. But it was me, my daughter, and her husband, my youngest daughter. But I'm talking about, and I did get that, but we all was on the lease and we all played a part. So that's why I say it like that. I'm not contradicting. This is the first place ever that I had where I live at now. I love it. I keep to myself. Okay, one would say, how's it to live there? Probably like any other place. But I will say this. You can't say it's the people, the managers and stuff like that, because it could be the people that damages things, like the swimming pool. They clean that swimming pool out faithfully. It's in and out all year round swimming pool. I'm about to go up here, and I'm gonna get back on here, go to the gym, and somebody threw glass in that little boy. They had to take and drain all that water out. Make sure they had all that glass cleaned out. I don't know what they did. They might have took vacuum cleaners in there and suck it up and, brushes and everything. That's sad. And they damages things. So they have a gym here, swimming pool. They have a huge dog park. I mean, when I say dog park, exercises for the dogs, ramps, all those things. So I'm going to come back on here. I'm ranting and raving, talking, but I'm going to the gym this morning. And I will be back on here when I get to the gym. So I hope everyone join me on this journey and mission of mine. And when I call it a journey, it truly is one.